You want to know? I'm very curious.
Well, or do we keep this? We turn the cameras off now and keep it a surprise so that they don't know.
For episode 5, it was Geared Up. I think that was the name of that one.
Okay.
So we had 4 different movements that we essentially had to choose from, which was push, twist, spin, and swing.
Oh, I remember that. 'Cause we were speculating if that was going to be like for the episode that we left on, for episode 3. I remember that. And we were in our hotel room, like actually trying to like do homework and figure this out, but we're like, I don't know what they're going to give us on the show, so it's hard to prepare. It's
I was delirious at that point.
You
man.
were?
I was not paying attention.
I remember I stayed up the first 2 nights. I will say I stayed up till about 2 in the morning just practicing different techniques. Like even like when I showed you guys the swords I made, like I remember just being like, oh, it's 1 a.m. Should probably go to bed. Now I'm gonna keep building. Oh man. But some of those techniques I did end up using in our build, so that was actually kind of cool to use. But then by like day 3, like with our last build, I was like, I don't know what we're gonna do.
No.
They're gonna have us move stuff. We'll see what happens.
The thing was is that you a movement, and you also picked somebody that you were competing against as well.
Yeah, so there's the 4 movements, and at that point it was very random, and the first team had to pick a team to go head to head against, and then the team that they picked got to pick the movement. So that's kind of how it went, and then at the very end it was John and Justin, and then you and I at the end. So we were just kind of placed together, and then we were given the last movement, which was kind of nice because I'm like, okay, nobody wants to pick us, nobody wants to go against us. That's like a compliment, right?
That's right.
So we got push. And so it was a steampunk theme, but you didn't have to do steampunk. So we went totally different. This is probably my favorite build out of the entire season. It was pineapple versus pizza.
Nice. I like pineapples. Not on pizza.
Not on pizza.
See, my dad likes pineapple on pizza. I don't.
Get out! All right, that's it.
So we always kind of go back and forth. So that was a fun little thing that we did where we had a pizza shop, and then we had this giant pineapple coming to attack, and we was throwing smaller pineapples. So there was like pineapple debris everywhere. And then for our movement, I had 4 slices of pizza running in different directions down the streets. And it was really fun. Then we had like this whole scene built up with like buildings in the back of it, but of course the focal point was the pizza shop with the large pineapple. And then we were going off head to head against Justin and John, and they had these cute little robots that they were building with a factory with like buttons going in and out and stuff like that. You know, I was really proud of our build, and they kind of judged the 2 teams together, and then so there was a top 4 and a bottom 4. And we were able to just edge them out, I think, because their focus was the movement. It was all about the movement, and their buttons were a little bit hidden behind the robots. I think that's why we just kind of edged them out, based solely on our movement being closer to the front, the foreground, right? That was fantastic. And then
you alluded to it obviously about how I wasn't feeling the best. It actually culminated in that episode. I actually had to leave. I was spending my time trying to rest up off the set while Maia was building, and then I had a bit more energy and stuff. I was able to actually, like, I started building stuff, and I came back out, and I'm like, we gotta scrap all this. Like, this is like total bunk. Like, this is like, I don't know what I was thinking when I was doing it. Like,
let's clarify, for his movement, not for what I was building.
But my movement had to be hidden because it was underground, so she could only build certain things. And so when I came back, I was like looking, I'm like, this is like, and I'm like, I start ripping it apart. She goes, can't you save anything? I'm like, okay, I'll save this 1 gear, 1 axle, that's it. Put it down, and then I rebuilt everything, and it actually worked great. So
I think you spent about an hour on it.
And then I got like totally sick again. Like I was, so I like literally, so I was just like, I got it all done. And then I was like, okay, that worked out all right. And then I was like, ugh. Left again. Whatever it was, kind of blew over in that. Because when I came back, I was actually feeling fantastic. But I was hungry. Eat some food. So,
so I had a lot of elbow room and no cameras on me for like 5 out of 6 hours. Because he was gone the whole time. They couldn't film us. So he pretty much came. You were there for about an hour, maybe half an hour. You did the movement. They came over, Jamie and Amy and Will. They came over, did their interviews, and then he's like, turning a little green. I'm like, you better go. So he left. I built almost the entire scene. You came in, helped me put in all the little details at the very end, and then we went to judging. So
she said, okay, you can make the sign. So I made the pizza sign. you did really good on the last side. Here, do this one here. I got well enough just for all those different segments.
And then I feel really bad because that's like my favorite build anyways, and he wasn't even there.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
But I think the movement solidified that.
Well, yeah, I don't think we would have beat out John Justin without the movement.
That's
so.
right.
No.
So we managed to squeak by, so that was...
On to episode 6.
Oh boy.
Episode 6 was my absolute disaster episode. Going into it, not necessarily how the episode went, just my thing was I didn't want to do vehicles.
Yes,
that's my
true.
husband's jam. I don't do vehicles. I was pretty nervous that I knew that was going to be coming up. So episode 6 was vehicles. And it was a theme that I was not familiar with, which is Batman. I know a little bit about Batman. I had Batmans from all the different eras. So each team got to draw at random a different theme, and then you had to build a vehicle for Batman. We got the newest one with Robert Pattinson.
Oh,
okay. I have not seen it. It's super dark. There's not a lot of fun things you can do with it. We kind of struggled a little bit. We had, I think, 5 hours for that build.
Yeah, it wasn't
very
longer.
short.
It was
The vehicle, but you also had to build
prop.
of
some kind.
Yeah, movement. It could be you can build a batarang, whatever you want to call it. I had seen the latest Batman either, trying to get like still shots, before
it's
the
hard,
end, trying to get an idea of what it was. And then when we started doing it, like most of the prompts for that was like either yellow or red. So we started building stuff, and then the judges came by and said, "Yeah, no, that's got to be all gone."
Luckily for us, we just, because the movie was so dark, we made it mostly black.
Okay.
And then we had some hints of color, so it was easy just to take those hints of color off.
Yeah.
And then for our... so we had to have an accessory as well. So we ended up going with a bat boat. Bat boat 5000. Had at the very front of the boat a movement with a net. So the net would come out and then go back in.
Okay,
And then come out,
nice.
and then go back in. I think you came up with that idea, and he was like, okay, I'm going to do that. I was going to do the boat. I was going to put some flashing lights on it. He was going to do that. And as we're building the boat, I'm trying to make it nice and sleek because it's everything for the movie is very, very sleek. So he's got, the power box and the motor and all the moon. And I was like, how am I going to fit this in the boat? I don't know. I still don't know how we fit it into the boat. So I tried to recreate it. It doesn't really fit. So I don't know. But we did get it to work, and we just couldn't get it to work consistently. You spent 4.5 hours out of 5 hours. And I think at the 3.5 hour mark, I was like, are you sure you're going to get this? Like, should we just scrap this? And you were so confident. You're like, no, I have to get it. Like, I've spent so long on it.
Yeah.
And I agreed, but I'm like, if it doesn't work.
What are you going to do?
So I think it was the last half an hour when you finished it. And I was like, perfect, because I built the top. So I built...
Literally had everything ready to go, so...
I put it on top, and I was like, oh look, we're done with like a couple minutes to spare.
Wow.
And it was really funny actually, because I put it all together, and there was actually one thing that I said going into the show that I really wanted to do for myself. So there's 2 things we agreed on, the first 2 bricks, red and white at the top of our table. And for me, because I'm dubbed the foliage queen, I'm like, I have to put foliage in every part, or at least one piece in every build that I do.
Exactly.
And of course, doing this super sleek, dark bat boat, like, where are you gonna put?
For real.
Right? There was probably about 15 minutes left. We just finished, and I go, can you trust me? I go, yeah, sure. What are you gonna do? I run over to Big Pig, and I grab one of those 1x1 leaves. And don't I rip the whole back of the boat off to put one leaf inside
the boat.
because you can't have it showing. And then you just. But
It's your signature.
That's right.
But, so I couldn't have it shown. So that is a little Easter egg inside the bat boat. I had to take it apart, and because I kind of made it modular, I knew how to take it apart. Made it look like it was in 1,000 pieces, but I could put it back together really quickly. And you're like, what have you done? It's like 10 minutes. I'm like, don't worry about it. The leaf is really important.
Yeah, it was pretty
So
funny.
we did get to do that, and then we got to do kind of promotional speech for...
You had to be like you're a salesperson. So
Right.
you're
Yes,
selling
exactly.
the vehicle that you're doing it. So, yeah, the old...
Do you remember? It?
Oh. Batboat 5000 was just like, are you chasing criminals and they get away in the water? You need the Batboat 5000, right?
Feature.
The new feature, the Will Arnett.
Ah.
Real catch the phrase. So I was actually, I just wanted to have it so that that would come out and then kind of come back in a little bit. I was just hoping that it would at least do that. But we actually got it so that it came like right out and then right back in.
That's perfect.
And it actually worked.
I was very impressed.
Yeah, it worked. It was like work. And everybody was walking over going like, I don't know, how did you do that, man?
Yeah.
We had like blinking lights on the sides. We had the blue fire shooting out the back. And that was all lit up.
That's great.
Like it was like actually top notch for someone that doesn't have vehicles.
Yeah.
And you totally don't have to put this in, but we were bottom 2.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when we got back in, people were like,
And it's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, well, their feedback was it wasn't in relation to the movie. They were like, you're supposed to do it for that theme. I'm like,
No shade,
okay.
no shade.
Yeah.
Who's seen that movie?
Yeah.
Just wanted in the movie he had souped up Trans Am or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they just basically.
It was 'cause we're Canadian.
It could have been. It could have.
Episode 7. We made it to episode 7.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
70% of the way to the end. Like that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
So episode 7, we needed to create a mask. Mask because we were going to a masquerade ball. The trick with the mask is you were not allowed to hold it. You had to wear it and not fall essentially. And I don't know if you know this, but Lego's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
So to try and balance it and to keep it on your head and stuff, we actually got to go and choose costume from the gallery, and I had my eyes set on this really awesome like red outfit with gold embellishments on it. And we decided that Dad was going to be the one to wear the outfit and wear the mask, so I could kind of fit the mask on him and add the details and stuff like that. With having the red outfit with the gold embellishments, I really wanted to do a dragon mask.
Yeah.
So
cool.
shout out to the Canadians doing dragons.
Hey.
And so I took a lot of inspiration from the dragons from the 90s with like the frills and stuff like that. I was super actually proud of that mask. We had the different like texturing and stuff like that, and then a lot of the little gold details, frills and such. And then we actually made it kind of a helmet style, so it was almost like a box around his head, and then it off the front. He tried a little bit to add in light in the nose, so it looked like it was like breathing fire.
Like breathing fire.
Disaster struck. An hour and 7 minutes, and it fell off the table. Because the front was so heavy.
Yeah.
And so they had a mannequin and stuff, but we had it off to the side.
Yeah.
And it fell off and it shattered.
Oh.
And somehow we rebuilt the entire thing.
Wow.
In an hour. And I'm telling you,
That's straight adrenaline.
Shattered.
Yeah.
And Rebecca and Corey were beside us, and it's gonna cut to commercial. It's gonna be great because she was literally like,
I totally support the
Like you could hear it.
Yeah.
Like, you could hear it.
Yep.
You couldn't hear a brick drop.
Yeah.
But you could
totally
hear
support the
it was crazy.
and I was just like, and it was funny because I'm like, they're gonna make that seem like it was my gasp, probably.
Probably.
Because I was just like, oh no.
And we kind of stopped, and then I was like just down below, like
Scrambling.
trying to scramble, get all the parts back up on top so we could start doing this. And then they're like, okay, we need you to stand there so you can talk to people. It's just like, I don't know if you noticed, but there's like 1 hour, 7 minutes left.
I need you to stand behind the table, and you're like on this side of me because it fell off the side. Of course.
Okay. Yes.
And I was just like, oh my gosh. So
Right,
I don't know how we did it, and then we ended up having to scrap the lights in the nose for that reason. More times, I think the nose was pretty solid, so we had to take that completely apart. It was the only thing that was still together. So we had to take that apart to get the lights out because I was like, we don't have time to figure out where this box is gonna go because it had to essentially go up somewhere.
Like, you're going to try and have it kind of go up this way and then kind of sit on top of the head.
Okay.
And stuff like this, and then just turn on the lights and then go from there. Trying to figure all that stuff out, and then when everything busted like that, it was just like, okay, we just got to take what we can.
Yeah, I got streamlined.
So let's just take that proboscis and take everything out. So we just literally pulled everything out, rebuilt it, and then put it back on the mask, and then just trying to colorize the sides and get everything all set up and ready to go. I built a couple of ears for the dragon right at the end, and just trying to fit it all in there. I think it went really, really well afterwards when we walked, because part of it was, you know, you can't be touching it, you can't be holding it.
And you had to make a whole presentation. There was a
Yeah.
walkway, so you had to like put on the costume and then the mask, and you had to like flaunt your stuff.
Oh,
And then
goodness.
we had to give our presentation. So whoever wasn't wearing the mask got to give the presentation.
Yeah.
So I said, you know, we're here with Sir James, and we're throwing this masquerade because he has slain the dragon, and he's wearing the head as a trophy or whatever. It was really, really cool. And I was super happy with how everything came, but I guess it was our time.
Yeah.
So I was really happy if we had gone home on the Batman build. Not that I didn't like our build, but it wasn't my challenge. It wasn't something that I necessarily thoroughly enjoyed. It was probably my least favorite challenge, just because it was a theme and a style that I wasn't familiar with, and I don't typically enjoy building. But we went home on something that I had a lot of fun building, and despite the disaster, it was so fun, and I was so proud of that build. Like I said, it's my second favorite build after the pineapple versus pizza build. I feel like going home on something like that versus something you're disappointed with, that was nice to do it that way. So
We definitely left no piece on the floor. It was all
Alright,
Alright, we're done here. Nice.
that's actually a great way to just end
it. Oh, that's great.